Thanks for tuning in, everyone. You're watching Engage for Good. My name is Carla Berline, and I am thrilled to have an organization with me now that is near and dear to my heart, Breast Cancer Education Association, and we have with us special guests Ann Harris and Lois Joseph, founders of the organization. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
You bet. So tell us about your organization for those who aren't familiar.
Let me start, first of all, how it started. Okay.
Perfect.
And then I will turn the rest over to Ann.
Okay.
Almost 21 years ago, I was diagnosed with breast cancer, and I was at the hospital getting my 101 chemo, and before I had an infusion, and I was so upset I went to the ladies' room. And I came out of the ladies' room and noticed a beautiful lady with an infusion in her arm, walking with a nice tan. And I walked back into the room, and I said to the nurse, "I can do this now." And so I did.
No hair.
No hair. Beautiful. About 3 weeks or 4 weeks later, when I came back in for my next infusion, I had gone on a trip, and I went in for my infusion and went to the ladies' room, just normal. I wasn't as upset. And I walked back out, and this lovely lady was there with no hair again, with an IV in her arm. And I thought, well, who's this lady? Went in, had my infusion. I was also working with the psychologist at the hospital to go through my emotional part of going through chemotherapy. My husband had also just died of cancer. So I was, just dealing with a lot of emotional things. And I said to this lady, the psychologist, or she said to me, "How are you doing?" And I said, "I'm doing great." I said, "I keep seeing this woman at up in the infusion center, and there's something about her." And she says, "I know who she is, but I can't tell you because of HIPAA, whatever." And I said, "Okay." And she said, "But I can find out her name." About a week and a half later, I was working out at Lifetime Fitness, and I had no hair, and I was walking out of the, out of the club, and she's in front of me, and I tapped her on the shoulder, and I said, "You go to Alina," and she goes, "You have no hair, and you have breast cancer." And from that moment, we stood on the steps of Lifetime Fitness, and I told her what I wanted to do in the community for education because my husband had just died. Mm-hmm. And she said, "That's exactly what I wanted to do." And from that moment on, that was the inception of the Breast Cancer Education Association. And as a nurse, took the lead on this, and absolutely we've created an incredible educational with doctors from Mayo and from University of Minnesota. And so she is really,
so that was you.
That was Ann.
That was the beautiful.
That was the beautiful. So the combination of I had a vision, she had a vision, she had the knowledge, she had the connections, and every year Ann has taken it on to have doctors from all over these wonderful institutions, and she can just share a little bit about how she's done that and what she's done.
And that was going to be my next question, so please
So
do.
we have an annual conference, the Breast Cancer Educational Conference, typically held the first Saturday of every October, but we had something called COVID-19, so we did a conference last year virtually. This year it was October 2nd, which we did postpone because of the Delta variant. It's now January 22nd.
Okay.
Fortunately, all of our speakers and MC are available on the 22nd. So we have a fabulous conference lined up with a lot of the speakers that some of them spoke 20 years ago at our conference. It's not only do we do the conference every year, but we do webinars.
Wow.
For those people that can't, if they're immunosuppressed, they don't want to come out to a conference and they just want to stay home, they can tune into a live webinar, or they can go to our website and tune into other past webinars from every subject you can imagine. Updates on chemotherapy, on radiological scans, lymphedema, physical exercise, nutrition, and the, topics go on and on. And we also do incredible work out in the community. We partner with organizations to do outreach in the community for, there's this unequal burden of breast cancer
Yes.
and all cancers. And so we try to reach out and connect with people through community centers. We set up community wellness days or house of worships. And, even, I just want to say, even last year with COVID, we were able to screen probably about 250 women through our events with the mammogram, mobile mammogram. And then also we had about 450 one-on-one educational information sessions with people. So that was just last year.
And during the pandemic and
Right.
because of the
Right.
mobile. And we are running out of time, but I want to make sure we cover, I know there were certain things we discussed.
Sure.
But I wanted to
Yeah,
make
yeah.
sure from fundraising events coming up to initiatives, milestones, if you wouldn't mind sharing some of that.
Well, this year is our 20th conference. So
Fantastic.
for us, this is a
Yeah,
huge
huge year.
milestone. Never in our wildest dreams. I'm 22 years a survivor. Lois is 21 years.
Congrats.
And,
Yeah, thank you.
Just to be sitting at this table is phenomenal.
Yeah.
It's a miracle.
And to be able to share our experience and bring other knowledge to the conference and to share that with people is pretty amazing. And we continue. You can go to our website to find out for those community outreach programs, and also the latest in our webinars. Again,
Okay.
the conference is January 22nd.
And all the information is on your website.
Right.
Absolutely, as far as all the speakers, and believe me, they are amazing this year.
And that website is breastcancereducation.org. Is there anything else before we close that you wanted to add?
I just think that we are so grateful that we were able to give so much to our community, and it will continue on, if not through Ann and I. We have a wonderful grassroots organization of volunteers as well.
Well, thank you for what you're doing. So many breast cancer patients that don't know about you will say it needs more. You're doing the more, and we appreciate that. Thanks for joining us.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Carla, for having
Okay.
us.
You bet.